there's many different neighborhoods in Philadelphia. UPenn in itself has kind of its own pocket, and that's West Philly. And then the other side of the river has many different neighborhoods. Some really popular neighborhoods, I would say, right now are probably where I live, Fishtown, and Northern Liberties, Kensington.
Find it. I used to literally walk around West Philly and see like what area I wanted to be in and where I wanted to be, and I would look for either rent signs or like what buildings were going up.
Penn's off-campus apartment search, and it's a good mix of people trying to give up their leases for the next year or immediately, and a lot of third-party realtors that you'll have to go through a different process to contact.
Sorry. On the Facebook Marketplace, I found lots of apartments for rent, and I started my search in about December, and I had a place already picked out and decided on by January. The most reasonable price range would be anywhere from $750 or $800 to maybe $1,500, and that's across the city. So that's not specific to any area. I would say that's the range that you should look to spend in the city of Philadelphia.
So it is like any big city where you're like, just be safe, blah, blah, blah. You know, just be smart. Don't go out certain nights. I do think I would challenge people when, especially they look for rental properties, to be aware when you're moving into communities that have been here for a very long time and you may be gentrifying them, but also be aware that if you're going into an area and you feel like it's unsafe, just ask yourself why you think it's unsafe, because I do think that there are really questionable feelings that we may not acknowledge, especially about racial and or citizenship status and what that means about unsafe and safe.
I feel like the public transportation is really good in Philly, where you have one uh, SEPTA card, and you can use this for buses or um, different forms of transportation, just like go in between. Also, I think Philly's really walkable. So if you really just want to save like that $2 trip, like I've walked to Center City before and all around. I mean, grad students have to save money where they can.
I think if you do have a car, it can be really convenient to get out of Philly or see the neighborhoods that are less convenient to get to, but you don't need a car. Parking can be a nightmare depending on where you're living, I'm not gonna lie, and you don't wanna pay for parking. I don't pay for parking, but every time I move my car, I say a prayer.
We have all of the seasons. The summer is hot, the winter is cold, typically. And everything in between is quite moderate. I would say it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
It still has a lot of soul. It still has a Philly vibe, and I kind of love that.
Food scene. I just like love like having different options and cuisines, and I feel like Philly has a really great like wide variety without it being too overwhelming.
It's walkable, it's runnable, it's bikeable. It's a very accessible city for all types of people for whatever they want to do. So that is why I love Philadelphia.
I don't actually like a lot of the Philly cheesesteak big places. The one I grew up with though is Jim's on South Street.
Del Sandro's and Joe's Steaks are hands down the best in all of Philadelphia.